Hey Legionnaires, and welcome back. We're here with another NTW3 battle for you today, and this is the Battle of Smolensk, fought in 1812 between the Russians and the French Empire, led by Napoleon himself. This is part of the Russian invasion by the French in 1812, and was and some howitzers go off, and this was the first and one of the bloodiest battles of the invasion of. There was about 30,000 Russians, at this battle, and 45,000 French at this battle, facing off against each other. So the French had the numbers, and the city of Smolensk was shelled heavily in this battle. About 84% of the buildings were destroyed, and only 1,000 people were left inside alive. This is a brutal fight for both civilians and for soldiers, and as you can see here, the battle's already got underway. We have Chasseurs Chevelle going in here against some of the Russian infantry, and they were unsuccessful in breaking them, it seems. I mean, the Russians aren't known for forming square, but it seems like they managed to this time. We have some Chevaliers from Wittenberg here. They're doing their bit. But yes, the Russians were led by Barclay de Tolly, and the French were led by Napoleon. This one, of course, he leads from the front as Napoleon. Well, not quite from the front, but you know, he's never like back in Paris. He always wants to be on campaign. That sort of front. Yes, we have 4 armies here today. We have Ney, we have Davout, we have Guard Imperial, and we also have Poniatowski all the way over on that far side. So we have 3 French armies and 1 Polish one. I'm not quite sure what Russian armies we have because we can't tell, because you can never tell what the enemy have kind of got, because we're looking from the French perspective. So it should be a interesting one, that is for sure. Ney looks like he's kind of coming in through the through like part of the town here. I'm not quite sure why Smolensk is at water. This isn't actually a Smolensk map. They're just kind of trying to recreate it as best as possible with what they have available. But another charge here from the Chasseurs Cheval, and this might be a bit of more of a bit more successful. The Russian morale did drop pretty quickly, but I don't know if it will be enough. There you go. They actually did rout. And then you can see that Ney is now marching on in. He's got the support. I mean, I think Ney's army is mainly made up of lots of Germans. He has got French troops. So his cav is a lot of German stuff. And his French artillery, to be fair. I don't know. Maybe. Oh no, there you go. Line infantry over Wittenberg. Yeah, so he's got bringing all like, the German contingent he is, or maybe the Confederation of the Rhine. Those troops. And we have Davout here with infantry, Espanol. Joseph Napoleon. I don't think Joseph Napoleon was leading, or Joseph Bonaparte should be, not Joseph Napoleon. Really, that doesn't really make sense. Then we've got Carabiniers here. These are like some really elite light infantry units. Looking very, very good. Because if you're enjoying seeing NTW3 on the channel and would like to see some more, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment show support. As always, guys, it's very much appreciated, and it really does help out the channel. It looks like the Poles are getting ready, though they are getting shelled heavily. Looks like about to see some grenadiers across the river here, maybe, and they are getting shot at by skirmishers. They're going to form and fire back. Go, Grenadiers getting shelled on by howitzers, and also hit by infantry. They need to retreat because they can't simply be losing men like this just so easily. Yeah, that's artillery back there though. These are the howitzers here. They've got a really good position to the Russians with this river crossing. I mean, they've got a lot of artillery, and I mean the infantry as well in a pretty good position. They've got the stakes up. And here we go. Got some Russian musket fire coming in. It looks like we're going to see cabs come across the Streltsy here. Going to try and get across. I don't think it's really going to work. The stakes are kind of blocking them. I mean, the Grenadiers, though, they would be a bit more of an effective use to see them coming across the column, and the artillery going off, routing that cavalry. Get these Grenadiers across ASAP. They are needed. What we've got now coming across, we've got some more Grenadiers here as well. Looks like a whole bunch of Grenadiers being sent across. This could be really risky here by the Poles, but we are about to see them go in. Here they go. Polish Grenadiers going into combat against the Russians. It's a risky one. The Russians love the bayonet fight as well. Russians counter-charging down here. And it looks like as though the Russians are losing this fight here. They're getting shot in the back. This is certainly no good for them. And goal looks like some more cavalry coming across here. Got some Uhlans coming across trying to support. Artillery firing in. Trying to do as much damage as possible. You can see Russian cav now retreating. And the Russian infantry is being swarmed here by cavalry and infantry of Poland. Oh boy, and look at that. It's a scream. They're just getting through the breach in the stakes. Brutal. And there you go. They're on to the next line. But the Russians are set up. They've got a nice long line ready. They're forming square to stop the Uhlans, which I think are now retreating. But yeah, it doesn't matter. The Grenadiers are in there. They're doing their bit. Now they need to get line infantry across. Poland, as you can see now, is mobilizing. He's getting his line infantry ready to get across. They need to get across, make a bridgehead. Brutal fighting. Poland still making plenty of progress, actually routing more Russians. But yes, if you want to get involved in some of these NTW3 scenarios, the best place to do so is to join my Discord. The link is down below in the description. We have plenty of NTW3 fights, and also if you want to get involved in any other total war action as well, feel free to join. There you go. Looks like Poland is starting to, I don't know if they're starting to break, or they're just pulling out that combat. I don't know. I think they're just going to try and reform up now. The Grenadiers kind of exhausted. They've kind of expended their use on that side, and they are retreating. Over on the other side, as you can see here, France also going in from big charges here. We're seeing Chevaliers actually breaking, and we've got some Chevalier Lancers there as well. All they're from the Guard Imperial. This is a really elite cavalry. It's like the Red Lancers are known as. They are really elite. They've been thrown in. Chester, Cheval, Wettenberg. I mean, Davut, and then we also have the Guard Imperial coming up this way as well eventually. It's actually a long way off. But that is going to be a rough fight here for the Russians in amongst Smolensk. But yeah, apparently this is one of the bloodiest fights they've had. A lot of bodies in this one. And it's going to be a long struggle. They always are, though, between the Russians and the French. These two titans of the Napoleonic era always fighting it out to the very end. Poland over here seems like he's having a lot of early success. Looks like we've seen a Grenadier unit get routed over there. But that one clearly overextended and is getting shot down by the Russians. I mean, the howitzers still firing in, though. I don't know where that one is. I think they're back here somewhere. You can see the smoke. Oh, actually, no, that looks like it's water. But there is another one definitely over here somewhere, it seems. They at least have one, maybe two howitzers. They're going off far too regularly just to be one. But you can see the Poles getting across. The Poles, I feel like, though, are a bit weaker than the French. It's certainly in line, like a line fight. They're not that great. They're known for their cavalry. Poland can bring a lot of good cavalry, but today they only brought, looks like, one, maybe two units. We saw like their Streltsy break earlier, and they've just got this one Uhlan unit here. I guess this is not really the fight though for cav. There is a big long river that is kind of blocking that. Got artillery here mixed in amongst light infantry. This is a risky business. Poor light infantry here can get hit pretty hard. There you go, the Russians firing. Trying to do what damage they can. Put some chunks into that Polish line really well. Got a light. Yeah, this infantry here just getting routed really quickly. The Russians having a rough, doing a really good job here to the Poles. The Poles having a rough time. The Grenadiers, all their sacrifice could be for nothing here. Oh, and we're seeing a big Jurassic unit as well for the Russians come up. Jurassic is now really slow and really kind of like useless in NTW3. But we'll see how this one does. They charge into this massive Poles on here. Might do quite well. Poles starting to get broken here. More Grenadiers going in their fine white uniforms. The Poles don't seem to be able to form square. It's not a good sign. And we have got a Dragoon unit coming in, maybe? Yeah, Dragoon unit coming in. That's sweeping away those Grenadiers then. Here we go. The cuirasses get thrown in. Oh boy. And they are in there and they're siding through these Poles. Look at this. The Poles really quickly routing, and then all of a sudden, even though the Poles had such an early success, now it looks like it's complete defeat for them. A massive chain rout, probably one of the biggest ones I've ever seen. Everything for Poland's basically breaking, bar their like Uhlans here. Yeah, everything is gone. They're just getting annihilated by these dragoons and cuirassiers here. And look at this, the cuirassiers chasing them across the river. Just gonna cut through these guys. Gonna make sure not a single Polish unit returns. My gosh. I mean, these Uhlans are also looking like they're gonna lose this fight here. Morale is not looking good. Anyway, we'll move over to the French side, because that fight is kind of already dealt with. The Russians here losing this fight in this line fight, which is no surprise. They are facing off against a much better, much more accurate French units here. I feel like the Russian line infantry actually is not great. They're known for their bayonet fighting, not for their line fighting. Got some 6-pounders here set up, shelling those poor Russians on the other side of the river. Put as many rounds as as possible, boys. Looks like we're going to see a column of French infantry move up. They're going to go for a bayonet charge. We've got Wittenberg, and we've got Wittenberg infantry, we've got some basic French infantry, and they're all going to go in. Here we go. The Russians are ready. They are prepared. These are French getting extremely close for a volley fire, or they're charging. I'd imagine they're going to charge. Here we go. Wittenberg goes in. The Wittenberg troops go in. There you go. They rout them easily. And already there's more lines ready for the French. Like, they break through one bit and then there's another obstacle. Oh, the Russians getting a really nice volley off at the end there. All doing probably a lot of damage to this morale of this French unit. And look at this, Wittenberg really needs to set up. He's being shot by Russians everywhere. My god. Artillery still coming in, and the French are piling across now. They've taken this little choke point, and now they need to make sure that they don't do the same mistake as the Poles who are over there just running away. There's, yeah, a lot of Polish units are not returning. I think they routed most of these guys. Oh, that is not a good sign. Already it's like a 4v3 in favor of the Russians now. Big artillery pieces going off over here. Trying to get some flanking shots into those French. Trying to do what damage they can. Some of our volley boys. Oh, or maybe not. They disappear. They disappear. There you go. Wittenberg troops routed. I feel like it's a waste. This unit should have just held its ground once it got through. Now we have French infantry. They're going to defend this position here. Defend their newly taken ground. Give them a volley, boys. For the Emperor! For Napoleon! For France! Or maybe don't fire. There you go. Glorious. Also, yeah, you can see this. The Russians really boxing in the French right now. I mean, these units on the flank here could shoot the units that aren't even shooting at them, and they could, like, do a lot of morale damage. Maybe even, like, break the units. It's a really risky position in the French here. I mean, like, the Russians doing a pretty good job. I mean, they're challenging these Dubisters or something like that. We've got some Chasseurs Cheval now coming out. This should be really good. The cavalry charge onto these Russians either force them to form square, or it will break these units. And hopefully give the French a bit more ground for more infantry to get across. And here we go. Got the Chasseurs Cheval coming in of Wittenberg here. And they're getting obliterated. Wow, they got obliterated. I mean, one unit did form square, the other unit did not form square. Interesting. And now we've got the Russians counter-charging, and the French are low in morale, and they break instantly. Not a good sign here. More French lines coming across now. They are needed. Here we go, Russians coming in. Breaking more French. Ney's corps here is having absolute, like, rough time right now. It is really rough. The French, more of Nazi infantry here setting up. Try and just get a firing line up so your Russians can't like get too close to their bayonets. It's a mix of artillery and like infantry charges right now that's doing it for the French. Like they're doing a lot of morale damage. These howitzers firing off, doing a lot of morale damage. It's kind of their job. But even with the like the units so clumped up when they're coming across the river, like over here, look at this clump. Firing this easy with the howitzer and get some kills. Got Leger here. What we got here? Oh, gendarmes. Les Immortals is the guard Imperial unit, very nasty unit. Davu's got troops over here. Got artillery here. Firing into the flanks of the Russians. That was a really nice hit. You can see like the hole it's put into this unit here. My gosh, I mean most of them will get back up, but still really nasty. Did the Carabiniers Leger just go for a charge and get routed? What a waste, I feel. We also just seeing, yeah, more Carabiniers. Oh no, the Carabiniers Leger here as well. They're getting scared off. Jeez, not good. Davu throwing away some really elite light infantry here. Get these guys back in the line. They can maybe do some pretty decent damage. French jet. It's going to turn, I can already tell it's going to turn into an absolute slog here in this one point. The Russians, I think, have the numbers, but the French have the accuracy and the quality. I mean, certainly when the Guard Imperial arrives, which it is just starting to know, you can see all these boys in their fancy uniforms. You've got the chasseurs of the Guard here. And you've got, like, trilliers and stuff like that, but my gosh, look at these units. When like, the Guard, when it's marching in column, they're all nicely blobbed up. Well, not nicely blobbed up, like this in column. Oh, it looks glorious. It really does. Got Grenadiers of the Legion there. That might be a new unit, you know. That might be a new unit. I don't know if the Viscera Legion usually is in the Guard, but maybe it is. Looks like we're about to see some cavalry fight over here. Gendarmes going after these, looks like a Streltsy unit. Like a light cav just getting routed pretty easy by the Gendarmes. No surprise there. The Poles have returned. One mere unit, which can form square, which is good. Probably should have in the game. But apart from that, we've got some Russians out here chasing down the Poles. Not really good because A, the Russians are running away from the fight. Also, like, they're just going to tie themselves out. We've got dragoons over here. I feel like Russia shouldn't bother to, like, recross this river. They should just stay on their side and then shift their troops this way, because I don't think the Poles or the French are even going to try and assault that other spot. And if they just come across the river and attack this way, that's coming into favor of the French, because the French want a proper land battle. Like a proper line fight. That's how they're going to win this fight. They don't want to really fight in these streets of Smolensk like they're having to. Carabiniers going in. Going in against the Russians. I mean, they are pretty nasty light infantry, but I don't know if they're going to win this fight. I think they've routed one already. They're also getting shot in the back by their own French infantry. Yeah. Friendly fire, France. Friendly fire. Like, Ney just gunned down that whole unit of, like, Davu's Carabiniers. And that just, like, that does more morale damage than any other sort of, volley fire. Being shot by your own men will force anyone to break. There you go. Ney still having a pretty close fight here with the Russians. Keep it up, man. Keep firing. I mean, they've got a bit more ground now with the French. I mean, they could maybe push further this way. Try and force the Russians back. I mean, the Russians got plenty of reserves. I mean, these are just like peasant sort of stuff. They're not going to do much. But there's plenty more line infantry, and I'm sure some of these are also grenadiers back here. We've got plenty in this square as well. My gosh, the Russians just seem to be endless. Yeah, more appearing over here. I mean, the Russians could just go for endless bayonet charges, it seems, at the moment. I mean, if the French can push up, then they could maybe try and flank this Russian unit here, try and get some shots in on that. They don't want to get too far up because the Russians also are planning their own flanking volleys. This is the problem with street fighting. It kind of gets really nitpicky quite quickly. Like, you've got to really make sure you got all your angles covered, because otherwise, like, a unit could just get focused on in the flank, and all of a sudden your line's breaking. The Russians here are just shouting like this, like they're still fighting. You're not fighting anymore. Well, I mean, technically you are, but not in melee anymore. You don't need to keep screaming, boys. This guy's like frozen still. It's like he's seen a ghost or something. Anyway, we'll go over there. It does seem like the Russians are firing. The French certainly are, and we actually have a charge as well from the Russians, and they're taking out an artillery piece here. That has Fouche been sent up. This was sent up by, looks like it was sent up by Ney, an 8-pounder here, being annihilated, and that's a big loss there. The French trying to get up artillery to try and change his battle around, try and do some damage. Really smart play, to be fair, but they just did not protect it well enough. These Württemberg line infantry are just not protecting their artillery. I mean, there's a big gap. The artillery was not set up. And the French infantry just kind of left a big gap. They should have just kept this as a solid line until the artillery was ready. And it was not. And now we've got some beaten up line infantry. Looks like it's coming over to fill these gaps. Are they going to bring up a second artillery piece, maybe? I don't know. Here we go. The guard is on its way. We've got some Trilliers here. Oh, they look glorious. They really do. Trilliers and Voltigeurs look like some of the best units in this game. Like, of the guard, of course. Trilliers and Voltigeurs is the guard. Some of the best looking units, they really are. And they are being sent across now. Hopefully they do well. You look great, guys. You must do great. There's great expectation. We've actually got Ney here now at the front line. I guess he's trying to give that extra bit of morale support. Or maybe he's just that... He's close to being outmanned. He's just like, screw it. We'll just mobilize everything, general and all. Got a Polish lance back here. Funnily enough, this is more Polish lances probably than there was in the actual Polish army. And they're just covering the back, making sure this little Russian unit back here does not do anything too silly. These dragoons here still looking for a kill. Maybe looking for a general kill, I'm not sure. Maybe some artillery. Nothing at the moment, though, that is going to be an easy kill. But yeah, you can see with the French, like, dead starts. It's sort of like here. They are pushing forward. They're making ground in this little area here around Smolensk. I don't know how many more men the Russians have got, but they must have a decent amount left, you imagine. There's a big cav unit back here. Is this the cuirass unit? I don't know if this is the same one or a different one. But cuirass is back here. I mean, I don't know how well they're really going to do in the streets. This is seeming like a massive unit that's going to get encumbered and pretty bogged down pretty quickly. But we'll see. Cuirasses always just are a scary threat. Like, even if they aren't effective, people are scared of them. They're the most heavy cav unit you can get. It's a scary sight. You always get a little bit nervous seeing them in the fight. And you're like, oh boy, gonna have to deal with them. These Russians, though, are getting focused down hard.
Our men are running.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised this Russian unit is just standing alone, but I guess it's trying to slow down the French. More of Ney's troops breaking, but that's like a unit of like 20 men left. It's fought on well. Oh, the cuirass is moving. They are moving. They're not going to go for a charge, are they? This seems a little early. And the French look like they're sending more across. What we got here? We actually got... The guard is really going in. Like, really going in. I wonder if they're just putting the elite troops to try and push back the Russians. I mean, I guess, but you also can't... Like, the guard's always like that secret ace up your sleeve that you can just mobilize when, like, the enemy's weak and tired, and then the guard goes in and cleans up the enemy. That's what happened. That's what Napoleon did when he actually committed them. He didn't commit them at Borodino, and that probably cost him the battle. Well, not cost him the battle, but cost him total victory, put it like that. Oh, big charge here. We've got more cav coming out. Another light cav. I mean, I don't know if these guys can form square. They can, they should. Actually, these Trilliers cannot form square with the guard. The big bayonet charge coming in. Oh, the Russians are going in hard. Oh, and this is like a lot of these peasant troops here being mobilized. They're just going for sheer numbers. I mean, the volleys that are going up by the French are doing a lot of morale damage here. Cab breaking. Now the cuirass is going forward. Here we go. This looks like it's going to be Russia's big move. These routing troops, these cuirasses are in here, and they are making some progress. We've got Ney now moving over here, I guess, to help support, like, morale. We've got lots more of the Vistula Legion and stuff like that coming in. Try and support. I mean, the guard in melee, I think, is a scary sight as well. Look at the numbers of men fighting here. My gosh. Line infantry breaking. We've got Trilliers here having to form up. They are not looking great on morale. Give a volley, boys. Shoot in there, try and do some damage. And it looks like we've got plenty more of Davout's corps coming in. It's really blobbing up though. It's got Grenadiers, the line there. They will be needed. My gosh. This has turned into an absolute, like, mosh pit down here. I mean, both sides look like they're routing. More so the French, though. The Russians seem like they are holding for now, but they have a lot of troops on low morale, as do the French, though. And whoever breaks, like, a mass first, you imagine it is going to be... Oh, Ney's routing. Ney is routing. I think he's been hit by artillery. Yeah, they've got Davout now across as well. Yeah, Russians starting to break. I mean, once, like, 3 or 4 units break, it does affect the morale of others. And they also start to break, as you can see here. Because it's just, like... Morale just goes down quickly because you just see like hordes, not hordes, but a lot of your own men break, and it scares off the enemy. I mean, these Vermo troops I would have thought were going to fire into the flank, and they could have changed that fight around much quicker. But it doesn't seem like it's going to be needed. The Russians are being scared off. Oh, jeez, Cuirass is still in there fighting on these guys. Did a good job. We've done a lot of damage. And it seems like the French, I mean, it looks like the French on this side are not slowing down. Davout's retreating. But it does seem as though we're seeing the Guard Imperial carry on in. They're not going to allow the Russians to reset up. They're going to carry on in. Fair enough. These guys are probably some of the nastiest men in the fight. I mean, it's 3 against 2. You'd expect the Guard to win, but I mean, that Voltigare is not looking healthy. Certainly not morale. Artillery's still going off over here, shelling Davout's poor corps. I mean, it looks like Davout's got to hold off. Looks like he's going to do most of the work. We still have a unit over here, this is Davout as well. This is the infantry of Espanol, Joseph, Napoleon, yeah. That's fighting there. That looks like it's about to defeat the Russians, just about. They're firing here, but they need to be careful because they probably are yet routing their own French guardsmen. They need to be careful they don't just do that. Got some cavalry now coming up. That's going to try and come in. I mean, these cavalry could help rout the Guard. The Guard are committed in melee. It means they can't form square. We now have support from Davout coming up. He's sending up his lines. Yeah, these Guardsmen, you know what? I think they've bit off more than they can chew. And they're getting routed. And this is a big loss. These Guardsmen, I feel like, just overcommitted. They should stay, like, shooting at troops. They're much better at that. Cavalry carrying on in. These line infantry cannot form square, or at least one of them can, but the one closest cannot. This could be costly here. I mean, it seems like Russia's now counter-charging after beating the Guards. And this French unit here is going to break. That is almost for sure. And there you go, that's routed. And now this unit needs to form square. This Russian cav is still loitering around. The morale is going down for the French. It looks like they're going to charge. I don't know what they're doing. They're charging light infantry right now, and this is the light infantry bizarrely are actually doing a lot of damage and routing troops. Jeez. Grenadiers, the line they're going in, they're actually routing a lot. Yep. Okay. Both sides just trading and routing troops right now. It's absolute chaos. We need more of these infantry to come across. I think the French need more infantry. The guard is actually already spent. What the heck happened? Don't tell me the guard's like all dead. I think it might be. You know what? The guard looks like it's all been committed maybe. Or is it all gone over here? No, it's all over here instead. I was going to say... Yeah, we have guard. I was going to say I hadn't even seen the chasseurs, but they've sent somewhere else. And we got Pierre Lanessu with his trilliers here. And more trilliers here. They're all being sent across. And there's another crossing here, which I had spied. And there is another cuirassier unit. I was right. There is more than one. I think this one might be the one that had the joy of killing the Poles earlier. But it does seem as though the French are going to get across, or they're going to try and get across here with their guardsmen. It's a good idea. They do need to attack more than one point. This is just this one point here. It's just turning into a meat grinder. It really is. I mean, look at the bodies. We've already seen this. This is like absolute like destruction here. Like there's hundreds of dead on both sides there. French Laguerre being broken. They need to rout this little Russian cavalry. It's causing too much problems. There you go. It's finally gone. Got French infantry now coming in here. Davout sending his infantry. I mean, we still got... Oh, not another cuirassier. Don't tell me another... Yeah, there is. This one's still here. There's at least one more cuirassier unit that's to come up. Oh, gosh. I mean, we saw what the first one did. This one could finish the French. Could finish them off. Davout is going to need to send in the rest of his troops. I mean, he's got a decent bridgehead now. He needs to just take advantage and swarm what infantry he has left across. The Russians getting scared off. I mean, the French are trying to get a bayonet distance right now. They are taking on the role of the Russians. Russians getting routed. Here we go. Cuirassiers being limbered up. They're going to get sent in. We actually got artillery coming up. What is this howitzer doing so close up? There we go. The Russian cav is going to run into these French lines. No, changed his mind. I don't know what it's doing. It keeps changing its mind, but here we go. It looks like it's going to go in. It's so slow. The general is been killed, sorry. Oh, the French have got back here. Have they killed the general back here? I think they have. But anyway, the Russian cuirassiers this time not having as much luck. Already morale starting to go down. Whether that's because of the loss of the general. Oh my gosh, howitzers going off everywhere. And that's routed the French and the Russians. I don't know if the French have any howitzers. I don't think they do. They just have a lot of artillery. Like, oh, there's the chasseurs. Okay. No, I don't think they have any howitzers. It's just the Russians routed their own troops there. Chasseurs here forming square. They're probably getting hit hard by canister. I mean, these are probably more like 12-pounders here that the Russians got trained on this square right now. I want to see this. This is gonna be brutal. I mean, you just load anything in here. You'd load nails. You'd load, I don't know, musket balls. I mean, that's what you do load in canisters. But nails, anything you get, shrapnel, anything you get your hand on. Oh my gosh, yeah, the volleys these guys putting in just nailing these French. Oh my god. Yeah, they are nailing these French infantry. That line infantry's got annihilated. The chasseurs here, you imagine, will break as well. Though they are charging these goons. But the French are finally in and they're doing damage. We actually have some lancers, some poached lancers now. They're going to come racing down. They're going to try and take out all of this artillery. Look at all these howitzers. They're just going to be able to take out. Really nicely done. Running on through. They're actually not going to stop. They're going to carry on and they're going to go into these dragoons here. But they have managed to rout the guns. That's the main thing. Just got some light infantry here slowing down the French. It's not going to do a lot. There's still plenty more artillery. There's another one here. I mean, this is a howitzer by the looks of it as well. So, I mean, they've still got plenty of howitzers. Yeah, they have too many, some may say. The dragoons are actually trying to run away from the lancers. I don't think this is going to work, sir. There you go, they've been broken. The French are in, but I mean, look at the numbers. I mean, the French seem like they've still got a fair amount left. I think they just got a lot of stuff that's either returned or maybe they just got a lot of artillery. There's just a lot of artillery on this map, more than usual. The Russians also do have a lot of artillery left, and it doesn't seem like much infantry. It seems like this line here might be what's left. I mean, there is stuff still up here in the north as well. But I mean, do the French need to really worry about this? I don't know, really. They could probably just kind of pin it down and then just flank on around. That's what they should really think about doing. And they've got to these guns as well. I think these lancers are going to keep on going until they get stopped by something. Which is fair enough. These guns here just, yep, keep on firing. Keep on firing. This could be brutal, this shot here. Fire! When ready! Or not. Oh gosh, they actually managed to get to the guns. These cavalry must be exhausted. Must be exhausted. It's the most anticlimactic charge I've ever seen. They also routed this infantry. My gosh. You know it's bad when infantry gets routed like that by cavalry. It was like the most pathetic charge I've ever seen. But I mean, yeah, it looks like the Russians are spent. I think they've run out of like generals. Generals look like they're all dead, or they've routed, and they just seem like they're out of troops. I mean, they did a really good job. The Russians did a brutal job here to the French. I mean, there's a lot of Russian dead here, but there's also plenty of French dead. Lots of guardsmen, lots of really good at French infantry as well. Lots of like allied troops like Edinburgh as well. But yeah, they've done a nasty job. It looks like they're throwing across what remains of their infantry now as well. There's cavalry still in here. I mean, the cuirassiers aren't even going to go and deal with it. It's like their job. Cuirassiers like anti-everything. Anti-cav, anti-infantry, anti-artillery. You need to stop them guys. The Russians still fighting over here as well. This battle has certainly slowed down dramatically. We had just so much carnage going on, and now not so much. Here we go, charge from the cuirassiers. They're going to go in for one last hurrah. And they might, you know, actually break this infantry. They can form square. France is refusing to form square today. They're just like, yeah, I'd rather die to these cuirassiers and give them some kills. And form square and survive. And, you know, actually, you know, the next one here can't form square. They have no choice but to die. And the last one can as well. Can form square. They need to form square, boys. I know you're engaging Russian infantry, but let that Russian infantry worry about the French horde that's coming from the other direction. But these cuirassiers here, my gosh, they're just going to get so many easy kills. I say that this French infantry is holding. I'm not going to say it's going to win, but it's holding, which is kind of a surprise. They might get shot in the flank in a minute by Russians, and that might be the nail in the coffin. But yeah, these cuirassiers have been stopped in their tracks. And this is kind of what happens to cuirassiers. They seem to like get bogged down into combat, and they eventually get killed. Because right now, if it was like if the French could just bring up an infantry unit, they could just shoot into the flank, do a lot of damage. I mean, they're also probably getting shot by their own Russians. You know what the Russian accuracy is like. They're probably hitting everything. Friend, foe, passerby, civilians, just anyone. There's still some Russian stuff of it. Is this Russian artillery? Those just Russian lights are just still being left there. What a bizarre thing to leave just over there. Yeah, these cuirassiers are going to break before the French infantry does. My gosh. And I actually might blame the Russian infantry. I think they have been shooting their own cavalry. The French are losing slightly, but I don't know whether they are on morale, really. Oh, I don't know. They might be now. They might finally break. But my gosh, were they close to breaking these cuirassiers. Like I said, the French could have easily brought up an infantry unit now and just shot into the flank, but they chose not to. I guess they know the battle's won. They're just going to let this cuirassier unit have one little bit of joy, maybe. I don't know. The 12th Light Infantry might want to think about forming square if we can with 36 men. Might not be able to. There you go. The French have been broken. The cuirassiers, probably exhausted from that, are going to probably going to die pretty soon. Trilliers now going in. Don't exactly know what they're going in for. The Russians are a long way off. Yeah, there's 35 Frenchmen need to try and form a square, or they could just charge in. I don't know what they're doing. You know what? Smolensk has kind of just got a bit weird at the end here. They've just I don't know what the tactics are, but I'm going to fast forward and we're just going to see what happens. It seems as though the cuirassiers here look like they are being beaten by 30 infantry of the 12th line. That's not a good sign. Not maybe anymore, because they decided to just turn around. Why they did that? They were winning that fight. They could have just won. We have got Davu over here. He might, you know, do some damage. The cuirassiers still in the back lines here. The French not dealing with them at all. Need to be careful, because they could all of a sudden just go and lose all their troops. These cuirassiers are hard to kill.
We have killed their general,
there you go, general's
now
been killed.
They must break.
Oh, they're still fighting over here. I forgot entirely about this whole flank. The French here still fighting against the Russians. The Russians are basically finished, I think. There isn't really much to worry about. The French were even this far in behind. Jeez, yeah, they're deep in enemy lines. Cuirassiers here, they are, look like they're pinned down by maybe some trilliers. I'm surprised these guys have not given up. The Russians, I mean, they haven't got much left to fight for. I also don't know what these lancers are doing, but they're doing a very strange formation. Going in one by one. It's a very strange, very tactical formation. Beyond our understanding, I guess. The Russians going in. The Russians, to be fair, if they bayonet charge, they might get some of these French units. Like this one they're going to get. Oh boy, looks like that's a victory. And then it looks like, I mean, there's not many more French units here. I mean, there's some guards units here, I think. Maybe not, actually. I don't know if the guards are still alive. They were so, like... I mean, there's a guard unit here, but it's also being shot by its own light infantry. It's not good. Yeah, the French organization today has been pretty poor, I must say. There you go, general breaking. Oh, this unit here. This is general. Oh dear, that's not good. That might be the end of Russian morale then. Somehow that Voltigeur unit came out alive. I'm very surprised. There's a guard unit here as well, Trilliers. The guards seem everywhere and anywhere, and yeah, just I feel like the shock and awe of the guards just did not work. I feel like they broke really quickly in some cases, and were just thrown away. But I mean, a really good fight. The Russians did really well. I mean, this is a brutal fight here. They also did exceptionally well against the Poles. You got to remember that. That was right at the beginning of the battle. And now they're just putting up a last stand. But I mean, Smolensk in history should have been where the French should have stopped their advance for that campaign in 1812. They should have stopped there. They shouldn't have carried on to Moscow. But I imagine we'll see Napoleon with his battered army that it will be going on to Moscow. And it looks like these goddamn cuirassiers aren't even dead yet. They're still alive. Been left back here. We've got some Wittenberg troops up. Can't form square. They're just gonna have to deal with these guys. And look, these cuirassiers now running over all the bodies of the hundreds, maybe thousands of dead that are here. But yeah, we'll fast forward and we will see what happens, because there isn't much left to really look at. We're just waiting for the French to storm this building. I imagine there's cuirassiers as well to die. We've got like a couple of units over here. But yeah, there isn't much in the way left to do or to see. The battle is kind of just coming to an end. I'm not really sure what these light infantry are doing. They're just kind of shooting at the Polish lancers that have finally formed up again. I don't know why they haven't just like... I guess they're exhausted, but they could, you know, help with killing these Russians off. would certainly help with the French have taken the building over here, which I expected was going to be the last thing that would fall, but it seems like it's not going to be the case. The Russians are breaking over here. Where's those cuirassiers? They're still over there. These cuirassiers have managed to go and get another kill. They've gone and killed these 93rd Line Infantry. And I imagine they'll now go and try and kill this artillery. It's all over here. This massive artillery battery that's defended by some chasseurs. And there's also those lights there. But yeah, I'm just going to cut here, and I'll see you guys in a moment at the end screen. Hey guys, and welcome back. Unfortunately, the replay seems to like bug out and seems to freeze at the end. I'm not quite sure what the issue is, but I've tried several times now. Trying to get it just to the end, just show you the end screen results. I can't manage to do it for some reason. But yeah, this one was sent in by Johnny the Buffoon and his and Don, and I can't remember some of the other names. Apollo were on the wall on the French side. I can't remember who was on the other side. We had Sniper Smith, I remember that. But yeah, it's the usual sort of group that Johnny the Buffoon has going on. Thank you to everyone that took part in the battle. It was a really, really fun one, a really epic one. And the Russians did put up a very good fight. If you want to see more NTW3, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment to show support. And I do apologise for the end of this video, very unusual. But yes, I'll see you guys in the next one.